Hello everyone, welcome back to Brian's Tech Tips. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I hope everyone is having a great day. Today I wanted to talk about switching to fuel injection, a lot of the things I learned, some things I did for preventive maintenance so my fuel injection had the best chance of survival, so none of the new parts would go bad. First thing I'd like to talk about is the fuel delivery, I guess. First thing I highly suggest doing if you're switching to fuel injection is replacing your gas tank. Now, you ask why? Most people who are switching to fuel injection have cars that are at least 50 years old, and there's a lot of crap that's going to be in your gas tank. Now, when there's a lot of crap in your gas tank, that's going straight to the fuel injectors, unless you have a pretty decent filter, which can also just get clogged. So, by replacing the gas tank, you eliminate a lot of problems right there. When a fuel injector goes bad, it can get stuck open and ruin your motor. Little particles. With a carburetor, you have a lot more clearances. With fuel injection, you have really small clearances. Everything that gets in the fuel matters. So I highly, 100% replace your gas tank. Even if it's 10 years old, replace it. Second thing I want to talk about is fuel pumps. I highly suggest putting your fuel pump in the gas tank. Couple reasons for that. It's so much quieter in the gas tank. It also is, it's a lot cooler in the gas tank. So it lasts a lot longer. This is absolutely a longevity issue for me. I believe that everyone will put it in the gas tank will be happy 100% of the time. Now, that being said, find the best fuel pump strainer you possibly can. And for this one, it is a returnless system, so it has a fuel pressure regulator right here. And the problem with this is if you don't have a really good strainer, right here, that white area will get completely clogged with crap, just random crap. I have a new gas tank and it still got clogged. So what I did was I got the best, lowest micron fuel pump strainer I could possibly find. Now, if you're running a returnless, or a return system, that's not as big of a deal because your fuel filter will be after that. So this will clean out everything that gets to your fuel pump regulator and injectors, which is awesome. And I'm going to show you how to make a really nice fuel filter at the end of the video. The next thing I'd like to talk about real quick is oxygen sensors. Now, when you're installing this, it is crucial you have no exhaust leaks. Within, I think it's 8 to 12 inches of your O2 sensor. So no exhaust leaks at the header flange. And you can have exhaust leaks after as long as it's within 12 inches. The reason is the engine can actually suck up fresh air, and this will read this. The O2 sensor will read that and dump more fuel in. And then a lot of people will be like, my car is running super rich, I don't know why. 100% make sure you don't have exhaust leaks. Now, when you're mounting this, you can't have it like this because moisture will actually settle inside and ruin the O2 sensor. So you have to have it at a certain degrees, preferably as much facing this way as possible. And the reason for that is just moisture. Moisture will collect if it's in the wrong position and completely just wipe out your fuel injectors. And it's no good, just no good. Now, I've seen a couple people have trouble tuning their vehicles, and I have seen that it's a PVC issue, I guess. So, this is an M.E. Wagner PVC valve. Now, The cool thing about this, if you want to try the traditional way, where you have the balls in there and it changes through the RPM range. So it will suck a lot of air through this at idle and cruising and really relieve a lot of crankcase ventilation, relieve a lot of pressure so you don't have any seals leaking. These are supposed to be excellent. This thing is just a work of art. The cool thing about this is you can make it a fixed orifice, or you can try it the traditional way if you want. If you like to experiment with your car, this is perfect for you. Now, a fixed orifice PVC valve basically just means the same amount of air at all times is going to go through this, which is supposed to make tuning a lot easier. If you have a big old cam and it having a different pulse, and it just makes things a lot harder with the traditional PVC to tune. Now, when you have a PVC valve, make sure you have a breather also. It will not work properly without a breather. I've learned that the hard way, unfortunately. So, good PVC valve. If you're having issues, try a fixed orifice. Make sure you have a breather on the other side so you're good to go. On your car, you'll just Google where your PVC valve is and go from there. But I will say this M.E. Wagner PVC valve is great quality. Okay. Another quick thing. When you're wiring your Phytech or Holley or whatever system you plan on using, make sure the power and ground wires go directly to the battery. What that does is it helps eliminate a lot of RFI issues. Your car will do a lot of weird things. So on Phytech, one of my RFI issues was the O2 sensor would randomly stop reading. And then on my Holley Sniper, it would show error on all the 3.5 screen on all of the sensors. So it would go crazy. It would backfire really loud and scare the hell out of people. I did a whole other video on RFI issues if you want to go check that out. I showed everything I did to eliminate as much RFI as possible. RFI is radio frequency interference. It comes from a lot of electrical components. If you're having that issue, a good thing to do is upgrade to a new alternator, preferably like the newest alternator you can get. Like Ford has the 3G alternator, which is I think it's from like 97 up, which helps a lot. When you have a new alternator, they're built in with a lot of stuff to prevent RFI for the new fuel injected cars. So with that being said, let's show you guys how to make a really good fuel filter and save $80 from Aeromotive. So this is an Aeromotive fuel filter made in USA. There's the part number. I will link both of these things in the description. This case is not Aeromotive. Aeromotive is very proud of their fuel filter cases. It is $120. This one was $20. This guy is $16, the replacement. It is super easy. Pull this out. There's a spring. There's the fuel filter it comes with. You have to push it out. Just put a screwdriver through, push it out. Now, the reason I'm replacing this with the new one is this is 100 micron and this is 10 micron. The lower the number, the less particles can flow through, sorry. So as you can see, this one you could almost see light through. It's just 100 micron. You can't, a lot of stuff can pass through this. For fuel injection, you want a minimum of a 10 micron fuel filter. All you do is this way, push it in. You'll feel it click, the O-ring seated in there. And screw it back on. and then tighten it. But I'm not going to do that for the sake of time. And it also comes with these, the connectors. So you can pick between, I think it's 6 AN, 8 AN, and 12 maybe? Pretty much covers all your needs. But fuel filtration is super important, especially if you don't want to ruin your brand new engine. Get the best fuel filter you possibly can. Tighten this back up so you don't got any fuel leaks. That trick right there just saved you $80, possibly a new engine. Just awesome. Fuel is super important on fuel injection. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Remember, in-tank fuel pump, experiment with your PVC if you're having idling issues. Don't forget the breather, and awesome fuel filter. And all of the power and ground connections directly to the battery. And it is absolute must. If you have a ridiculously old gas tank, replace it. Replace it. You'll be so happy you did. Your fuel filters won't get clogged and you'll still have good fuel pressure. And always mount your O2 sensor properly. That way they don't go bad. And no exhaust leaks. Absolutely none. Oh, also, no intake leaks at all. Make sure you replace, I personally would just replace all the intake gaskets and brake line and brake booster hoses, intake hoses, check everything. Make sure you have 0 vacuum leaks. I knew I was missing something. I mean, if you have an engine that's 40 years old and you're just like, throw it on there, you are not going to be happy because this thing relies on sensors. Fuel injection relies on sensors, and if it can't read the proper amount of air, it's not going to be happy. And no exhaust leaks, 0. That'll also make it super happy. So replace your exhaust manifold gaskets. All right, that's it for Brian's Tech Tips. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day.